What's going on, everybody? It's Jackal here. Today we're going to go ahead and deep dive into Operation Health, what it means, and if that really just means RIP Polish operators and map. Short answer, no. But like I said, there's going to be a deep dive, so this is going to be a bit longer of a video, kind of different, actually very different than what I normally do. But there's been a lot of controversy and talk about this, and well, yeah, let's just get into it. Start off Operation Health. What it is, basically, it's dedicating the whole season, the 3 months, to fixing the game. In a nutshell, that's what it is. Oh, but didn't they do something like this before in year 1? Yeah, but no. We'll get to that later. So, the year 2 roadmap impact is as follows, according to the Rainbow Six Ubisoft official website. Operation Health will follow a much more iterative pace and new deployment philosophy in 3 steps, ensuring we gradually inject new developments. For instance, the one-step matchmaking will be released first on the technical test server, then on PC, and finally, when ready, on Xbox One and PS4. With Operation Health pushing back our season set in Hong Kong, if you didn't know, Hong Kong was set to be the next map, DLC, operators, and all that stuff coming, within the next couple weeks, but it's been pushed back. We needed to rethink our year 2 roadmap. Hong Kong will be released in August as part of season 3, and South Korea in November during season 4. Okay? Now here's the Poland part. While Poland no longer has a dedicated season, our GROM operators will be released at the start of season 3 and 4. So do the math. That's 1 Polish operator for season 3, 1 for season 4, which means 3 operators for those seasons each. Okay. Finally, we have decided to reduce the number of our new maps to 3 this year, including the release map set in Spain, to truly prioritize our game's health. That last bit, basically, since year 2 started, Spain was one of the 4 maps released. Since they said that they're only going to have 3 maps this year, that means the Poland map is no longer available, but the Hong Kong and South Korea map will be available. So there goes the 3. Okay. As far as the Polish map goes, I think it's going to come out similar to how they did Bartlett University and Coastline this year. They went ahead and they released them both at the same time, pretty much. And yeah, that's literally all they did. And I think that's what they're going to do with the Polish map. And we're still getting the Polish operators, just later and not together at the same time. So a lot of people have been taking this to heart, like they're getting ripped off and this and that. But you know what? You're not getting ripped off. You paid for the game. All DLC is free. Even if you paid for the season pass was for early access to the new operators. It has nothing to do with the maps. Nothing at all. You get new operators a week early. You don't have to use Renown on them. You get discounts in the store for customizations, Renown boosts, and they stack on each other. That is what the season pass is for. The season pass does not guarantee you a new map or anything like that. So people need to get out of this mindset that, oh, I paid for the season pass, I'm being ripped off. In reality, no, you're not getting ripped off. Like, just think about that for a second. If you didn't buy the season pass, well, you'd still get everything just the same as everybody else. So people are thinking, when they hear season pass or think season pass, they're thinking like Call of Duty, Battlefield, or Fallout, where you pay for everything early up front, and then when they do finally release something, you get it. Whereas the people who didn't pay for the season pass, they're missing out on the downloadable content. But that's not how Rainbow Six works. Like, read up the season pass info and learn you something. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look into the VIP perks of the season pass, because this is what people have bought, but they're being fucking dumb about it. So anyways, and if you're offended by that or whatever, well, here's some education for you. So VIP perks: 7-day early access to each season's new operators, which is still happening, 10% discount in in-game shop, which will always be happening. 5% renome boost to unlock in-game content faster, still there. 2 extra daily challenges, still there. Bonus DLC added with each season. Now the bonus DLC is pretty much like custom skins, maybe like uniforms or shit like that, charms. But that's basically what the DLC is. The season pass does not dictate, whether you get the operators or the new map. It does not dictate that. It's not Call of Duty or Battlefield or, where it segregates the players. So here goes another picture here to visualize what it is that you're getting. You get 5% renome boost, 2 extra daily challenges, 10% discount, charms, uniforms, headgear, and even 600 Rainbow Six credits, which you could use to buy skins. But still, yeah. So this is what the season pass is. So other people talking about the nonsense regarding, I'm being ripped off. Oh, I need to be compensated. Oh, I want a refund. Shut up. That's all I gotta say. Just fucking shut up. Fuck. Moving on. And then, so here's this guy talking about Rainbow Six, right? I know I'm about to get some flack on this post, but has anybody just not have or had the desire to play Rainbow Six ever since the news about Operation Health? 3 months is just such a long time for free content. I feel so I'm entitled and greedy and like I want it now because I'm spoiled. That's basically what this is saying. Like, yeah, it's fucking free. Name another game that gives you free content the way this game does. Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of any. And not just any game. I'm not talking about indie games. I mean like a AAA developer game and all that shit. Because I know there are plenty of indie games that give you free shit. But we're not talking about indies. All right, AAAs. This guy, and I've seen this. This isn't just a single person here. He's like, such a disgrace. I've felt, which I'm pretty sure he meant dealt, with all this bullshit for 2 years. Shaking my goddamn head. Is there not a separate department for bug fixes and another for development of DLC, etc., or like a department that fixes all the developers' errors? Seems like they want to make millions, which they have, and not spend a dime. Seems to be operated as an indie game. Well, first off, no, completely wrong. See, because they do have those development teams. However, the problem is that the development teams are spread out amongst all, facets of the game. So, and they even stated in the information that the progress they were making for developing the game, the bug fixes and all this shit, was not fast enough. Oh, by the way, 2 years, this is what I meant to say. 2 years, this guy's bullshitting because the game hasn't been out for 2 years. It's only been a year and 3 months. Like, suck a dick. But anyways, and to everybody else who thinks, oh my God, it's been 2 years and this and that. No, it's been a year and 3 months. This is the second year. By the time February comes around in 2018, then it'll be 2 years. Basically, if you've been playing since day one, you will know with each piece of DLC that Ubisoft has put out, there has been an influx of bugs. There's been all these bugs that come either on the operator side, the map side, the drones side, the whatever, whether it be equipment not working properly, whatever. When you spread out your team to so many different areas, you can't solely focus on one thing and like catch up. So that's what Operation Health is about, is putting all the focus, setting up the game in order to make it just that much better than this guy. Well, this season sucks. We get nothing new at the end of the month. No ops, maps, just a few changes. Now we have to wait until August to get the 2 South Korean ops and only 1 Polish op in August, and have to wait until the end of year 2 to finally get the 2nd Polish. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. I'll say that for Ubisoft for you, because when the game is fixed, then you'll be like, oh shit, oh my God, I'm so glad that they did this. Fucking people bitch and moan the entire time, and then, they're doing something about it, and it's like, whatever. And the way I look at it, a 3-month break from, DLC and putting it solely into Operation Health, I think that's a great choice overall. And then not only that, you could look at it like with the South Korean operators and the Hong Kong operators, you know, you're getting 3 operators to choose from. This right here, I don't think people realize this, but these set of 3 operators for each season, I guarantee you is going to be completely meta breaking. I mean, just think about how the meta has changed over time. You know, with the introduction of Jackal and Mira, you see Caveira in almost every single game. You see Twitch in almost every single game now. Those 2 just changed the entire meta of the game. So yeah, so you could just imagine just how 3 operators in one season is going to turn the game completely upside down, and everybody's going to think like, oh shit, instead of just 2 operators that we have to work with, now we got to work with a 3rd operator. How is this going to work into the meta? How is this going to change this and that and yada 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 yada. I'm actually excited for the fact that it's going to be, you know, 3 different operators at once. It's going to be very interesting, to say the least. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and talk about the 3 pillars of health, because I just kind of went on a rant there. But anyways, so 3 pillars of health. Number 1, 2, and 3. 1, technological improvements. 2, new deployment process. 3, bug fix sprints. Number 1, one-step matchmaking, 100% server-based features, and faster servers. These issues have been the main issues since pretty much day 1 of Rainbow Six. And if you're not aware of that, either you just never paid attention to it, you're new to the game, or you just don't care. Which I guess would tie into the first reason, which is you never paid attention to it. But anyways, I don't know how many times that, even if it was just this first pillar, this number 1 that was fixed, I would be extremely happy, because I cannot tell you how many times I have lost ranked matches due to some nonsense, hit registration or whatever. There are so many games that I should have won, and many other people should have won. When you factor in a bullshit death because of a hit registration or the tick rate or whatever, when you think about it, if you're winning 2-1, 3-1, or 3-0, whatever, all it takes is 1 round for the enemy team to build it back up and come back and win. And anybody who's competitive and plays Rainbow Six knows this. Number 2, 3-step deployment for new tech features. Basically, they're going to run things on the technical test servers, push them onto PC, down to console to make sure that everything is working as intended. On-off switch. This one might be a little bit confusing for most people, but the rollback feature right here, it says ability to roll back faster to previous systems in case of emergency. So what that means is, basically, easy example, patch number 1, number 2, and number 3. So what this means is that we're on the latest patch, number 3, just example, not the actual patch in the game, but patch number 3, something happens, game breaking shit that they need to, you know, fix. Okay, so patch number 3, down, back to patch number 2. Now let's figure out what the fuck is wrong and fix patch number 3 to make it how it should be. The only thing I see that could probably be a problem with this, which I really hope is not, that by reverting back to an old system, it might take away the ability to play the newer operators or the newer maps. I really hope that's not the case, but if that is the case, I mean, so be it. As long as they're fixing shit, that's all that's important to me personally, because I'm looking towards the longevity of the game, not the short-term satisfaction of playing the DLC, if that makes sense. Number 3, top reported bugs by community. Adjusting top community bugs in smaller batches to keep an eye on efficiency. Basically, if you have 100 bugs that have been reported by the community, they're gonna break it down into like 10 to 20 bug fixes in a small little batch. Fix it. See how the game is. If it's working 100%, cool. All right, let's work on the next 10 to 20. All right, how's it working? 100%, cool. Next 10 to 20. Oh shit, something happened. More bugs happened after this patch. Okay, let's dial it back a little bit. Let's go down to, let's say if they fix 10, let's go back to 9. All right, the game's still kind of fucked up. Let's go back to 8. Okay, yeah, the game's still kind of fucked up. Let's go back to 7. All right, everything's cool here. 7, everything's working 100%. So between 7 and 8, that's where things are starting to fuck up. Let's fix that. All right, everything's 100%. 8 to 9, how's it going? All right, good. 9 to 10, how's it going? All right, kind of fucked up. Let's figure out what's going on. That's kind of how I envision they're going to work on things here. And then the year 2 roadmap, pretty self-explanatory. If you want to pause the video here to look at it in case you haven't seen it already, go for it. I'm not really going to stay on this because, yeah, it's self-explanatory. You know, Season 3 and Season 4 of this year. 3 operators, 1 new map, new weapons, and then mid-season reinforcements after a month and a half. You know, same shit. So since the next release of the operator is getting pushed back until August, will rank still get reset soon with Operation Health? Yes, it has been confirmed, double confirmed, all this shit. Yes, ranks will be reset at the end of this season, which is just in a few weeks. So you cannot grind your shit and try to get to platinum or gold or diamond by August. Like, this shit's gonna be reset in just a few weeks. Yeah, I would highly recommend getting on that shit and not delaying if you really want to rank up. Now here's the Q&A portion of the website here. Why are you making this decision now instead of earlier? While we have been working diligently on improving the health of the game, we were not satisfied with the pace in which we were able to deliver major improvements and fixes, so we are dedicating an entire season to both eliminating the highest priority issues and restructuring for a more sustainable update pipeline. This will allow us to deploy fixes that have the highest impact possible without putting undue pressure on the development team to deliver both gameplay content and major health improvements. Basically, we are prioritizing health this season. Hashtag duh. So this goes back to what I said earlier when I was talking about how people are saying with that one comment, oh, don't they have development teams and this and that? Yeah, they do, but when you're spread so thin with the huge influx of players, because if I recall, they said that the player base has doubled, which I think year one, the first half of year one was like 1.5 million, 1 to 1.5 million players or something like that. I could be wrong with the numbers. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't care. But now they're at 3 million, at least 3 million or so. So, and they even said that they weren't expecting such a huge jump in players. So you gotta imagine when you have your player base just suddenly jump to 3 million when you weren't even expecting, 1.5 million. It puts a huge weight on you to like try to fix shit as fast as you can. The system they had in place of fixing bugs, it just, like I said, it just kept pushing them further behind. It's like you're doing homework and it's like 10 pages for an essay or some shit like that. You get 5 pages through an essay, but then boom, now you got another essay of 10 pages to do. All right, fine, whatever. You finish your first essay, now you start on the next one. You get 3 pages down, boom, oh, another 10-page essay is due. So you get what I'm saying there. Soon enough, you're not going to be able to catch up, and that's why they're taking this huge 3-month hiatus of DLC in order to go ahead and fix the game. You had to focus on health in year 1 season 3 too. Why is this going to be any different? Year 1 season 3, I already knew the answer before this because I pay attention to this. Year 1 season 3 revolved around the introduction of an additional anti-cheat as well as various other quality of life improvements for our players. Where Operation Health differs is in the scale of the improvements and changes that are coming. If you've been around long enough, you know the biggest issue early on was cheaters and shit like that. I mean, in year 1, the main focus, as stated, was mainly about anti-cheats. I mean, they did fix a lot of the bugs, but in comparison, it might as well have just been a regular patch. The amount of bugs they fixed in comparison to what Operation Health is proposing, it doesn't even come close. In year 1, season 3, if they fixed 20 bugs, Operation Health is going to fix 120 or something like that. That's just the way I look at it. Will we still be getting 8 operators in year 2? Yes. All right, let's move on. What happened to the Polish season and map? The Hong Kong season will now be released when the Polish season was intended. This is to make room for Operation Health. The Polish map will be canceled, but the 2 Polish operators will still be released. My opinion on how they're going to do things, just like Coastline and Bartlett University. Next year, 2018, they're going to launch the Polish map and whatever February DLC map is. And just like they did Coastline and Bartlett University. So, I mean, because it wouldn't make sense for them to just completely exclude the Polish map. Like, why would they do that? I do not see any valid reason why they would do that. I would actually be annoyed. I'm not from Poland or anything like that, but that would just be an annoyance because you're taking away one thing completely that you said you were gonna include, and now we don't know if what you say for the future is gonna be legit. You know what I mean? Will there be compensation for year 2 pass owners? No, you don't need compensation. Shut up. Why did you cancel the Polish season, not Hong Kong or South Korea? We did not cancel Hong Kong as we have already made progress on its development. So in my opinion, that means they were probably like 90% done, maybe 95. South Korea's plan was maintained as a result of assessing our development team's needs and capabilities. We determined that we are better able to deliver the content from South Korea's season by keeping it in the original time frame it was scheduled. So go back to the homework type of thing, right? Let's say you're getting backed up. You have 4 essays due, all 10 pages. You're barely getting through that first essay of 10 pages. You still have another 30 pages of 3 separate topics or whatever to touch on. They're giving you 3 months to get get those 3 essays done. Do you get what I'm saying? The Hong Kong DLC being about 90% done. This is just my estimation. 90-95% done. South Korea, I imagine, had already been getting started, so it might be close to about 10% done. By the time Operation Health is done, Hong Kong will be done. Like, be done way before Operation Health is done. By that time, they have about 3.5 months, 4 months or so, depending on how early Hong Kong gets finished, maybe even more, to go ahead and finish South Korea. So then that means those 3.5, 4 months, they will have so much manpower pushing South Korea, making it work while still being able to maintain the bug fixes because of this huge chunk of time they're taking to fix the bugs in the game and all that shit. I know this was a long video, very different than what I'm used to putting up or what you're used to seeing me put up, and I really appreciate the time that you took to go ahead and listen. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I would really love to get your perspective on things. If what is it that you think of Operation Health? What is it that you think they could have done better? Or if do you think this is the right move? I personally think it's the right move. They should have done this a while ago. Yes, I agree. However, for the fact that they're addressing it now in the way that they're doing, I'm perfectly okay with it. I'm not mad whatsoever. Thank you, and like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment. Let me know what's on your mind. I just want to know what you guys have to say about Operation Health and the moves that Ubisoft is making. And then lastly, go ahead and subscribe if this is your first time around. The next fundamentals videos will be out soon. If you guys want me to touch on any other subject, let me know. Jackal out.